Hello everyone, welcome to an in-depth guide for RayCity, also known as Rebirth RC or RBRC. For those that don't know what RayCity is about, let me give you an explanation on it. RayCity is a racing MMORPG that originally released back in 2007 in Thailand and Korea. The location of the game is based in Seoul, Korea, and took on a unique approach to the arcade racing genre. Now this game has a lot of different mechanics to it, as well as a higher learning curve than your average racing game. This game, in a sense, takes platformer mechanics, RPG-styled elements and mechanics, racing mechanics, and combines them to create a rather uniquely styled experience. I'm going to start off this guide by mentioning the performance system of the game. Unless you have at least some idea of how semi-realistic car performance works, you'll be having some struggle with this game as a newcomer. Let's go on to talking about the performance here. I would also like to note that because RayCity's performance system is so in-depth, I will only be covering on gear and body kits in this video. In later videos, I will be covering on the other parts of the performance system. So, without further ado, let's travel into the gear and body kit side. Your performance stats are as shows. Your performance stats that you will want to pay attention to most are max RPM, booster overdrive, and booster power. Max RPM and booster overdrive affect your top speed, which is where you'll be spending most of your time when you're traveling around the map and doing quests. Max RPM is the highest RPM value that your car can achieve, and booster overdrive is a percentage addition to your top speed when under boost. Booster power is the strength of your booster when you use your booster. So the more booster power that you have, the stronger and the faster you will reach your top speed. Torque is self-explanatory. However, for those that don't know what torque is, it's the rotational force of your wheels. This helps with off-the-line acceleration. However, torque is not as critical as the previously mentioned stats, as it increases with higher grade performance parts. Road friction of tire, steering power, and brake friction also increase with higher grade parts, so their focus is not as much needed as, again, the previously mentioned stats. However, I will like to mention that with more steering power, you can take corners sharper when you are drifting, and that can help somewhat, but if you are somebody that practices on the game, the steering power doesn't become so prominent, and you can maneuver pretty well with not the highest steering power. So the main core performance parts that you want to focus on in RayCity are your engine, steering, tire, brake, transmission gear, and booster. The other two items that you see on screen, which are the Savior Ruin and the Emblem, these are not obtainable by normal means like the other performance parts are. Savior Ruin is only obtainable through Savior mode, and the Emblem is obtainable through buying it in the in-game shop. So I recommend not trying to focus on those and just focus on the main core parts. Also, please keep in mind that your steering, tire, and brake work as a bonus set as well. And in order to get the set effect, those three parts need to be the same. So for example, you see in the picture that there's a good steer, a good tire, and a good brake. That gives the set bonus of the stats that are listed under the set bonus effect. If you have a mixture of different parts, it's not going to help you. Also, make sure to keep in mind that the highest grade that you can get for your performance is unique grade. And with unique grade, you are given 3 different stat bonuses under power, rare, and unique options. For your engine, you want to focus on booster overdrive and maximum RPM. Keep in mind that power options is always a guaranteed given. The rare and unique options are the ones that change. For your brake, you want to focus on steering power and booster duration. For your steering, you want to focus on torque and red RPM. And again, the power option is always a guaranteed given, so you'll be given steering power. Now for your tire, you want to focus on torque and maximum RPM. And finally, for your booster, you want to focus on booster overdrive and maximum RPM. Booster power is a plus, though it's not as important as the other two stats. The more booster overdrive that you have, it's much better, as well as having the additional maximum RPM. These stats are the most important for each of these parts to optimize to the best performance that you can. The transmission gear can be obtained through the in-game tuning shop of RayCity. Now, the transmission gear varies based on the type of car that you have. So city cars up until large sedans can have up to 5-speed. Sports cars can have up to 6-speed. And exotic and legend cars can have up to 7-speed. Now let's move over to the body parts side of performance in RayCity. Yes, your body parts do affect your performance. When you have a full set of body parts, that becomes a body kit. And with the body kit, each body kit actually gives slightly different stats. So pay attention to when you obtain a body kit in the game for your car. Now, the best body kits that you can get are inside of the body part shop, inside of RayCity. And make sure to pay attention, because as I mentioned before, the body parts / body kit set do have slightly different stats for each body kit. There is also an accessory set that you can obtain that is also part of the body kit side for performance. And with the accessory set, that will also give you additional stat bonuses under the set effect. Your core performance parts and your body kits do make up a good chunk of the performance of your car. Now keep in mind, this is just part of it. Now, in another video, I will go more in depth with the performance system, talking more about with the skills, passive skills, that do also affect your performance. I will also cover additional performance system based topics such as the enchanting system, and then from there we will go into talking about buffs in another video after that one. So I hope you enjoyed learning about RayCity's performance system a little bit, and I hope this opens up your eyes to what this racing game entails, as there are quite a lot of little pieces of content that is not told. And this is part of the reason why the game has such a high skill cap. There is so much to learn from this game, and without any proper guidance, you will end up struggling to make it through the game. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this first part of the guide. I will come out with another one next time. So, thank you all for watching. And if you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you.